Hello everybody. I am back with another video. This is a story time that I didn't think that I would be sharing this, early on in the game. I thought I would wait a little bit longer, but I feel like it's something that needs to be discussed or talked about, however you want to put it. Um, it's going to be about the time that I almost ended up on MTV's Ghosted. Now, I honestly feel like it would have went all the way. Like I would have ended up actually on the show if it weren't for Rona and her scheming little self. Um, I think that it would have went all the way through. I was talking to producers. I was talking to, the lady that had contacted me originally. We kept in contact. She told me what was going on. I told her. It was a lot. And I'm not one to put my business in the streets, but I needed answers. Still need those answers. Haven't gotten them yet. So I know for a fact that when and if the person that this is about sees this, I don't know. They're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about because there's no way to mistake it. But a lot of people probably won't know who it is that know me just because, well, shit, they probably will. But a lot of people probably won't know who it is because I don't really put my business out there like that. I can probably count on both of my hands how many people know. Probably like 7 or 8. Maybe not even that many. But so here we go. So I had barely started college. Um, it was a summer school semester because I hadn't been in school for years since being out of high school. I mean, I went to cosmetology school, but that's a whole different ballgame. So I went to junior college. I did a summer school semester to start out with because I wasn't really comfortable with the idea of it being like a whole load. Like, that's a lot. College is a lot. Even that summer school semester was a lot. So I started out with the math semester, and on the first day, I saw this person standing right in front of the classroom that I was supposed to go into. Well, actually, I wasn't sure if it was my classroom because I didn't know I didn't know the campus. So I walked up and I was thinking, damn, I hope this person is in my class because that's a little sight to see or whatever. So I asked him, I'm like, what class are you waiting for? And he was like, oh, math, blah, blah, XYZ, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, me too. Cool. We're in the same class. So, we go into the classroom and it's like an amphitheater. Like in college, how some of the rooms are like how the seats are like go up and then the teacher stands in the front. Like everybody's kind of like focused on the teacher, like wrapped around, I guess you could say. I don't know. And he sits in this one in a row. And I think, okay, I'm finna be slick, right? I'm finna, get as close as I can, but not too close because it's too early. So I sit in the same row, but maybe like 4 or 5 seats down. And I make this friend, this little girl, not this little girl because we're adults, but I made friends with this girl. And like we're talking, chilling, whatever. And he's sitting, however many seats down the row. And everything's cool. Like we end up being friends, whatever. It's like, I feel like when you see somebody for 6 weeks, pretty much every single day, and talk to them every single day, and have an attraction to this person, you're going to catch feelings. Like that's just what's going to happen, and that's what happened on my end, anyways. And so yeah, everything was cool. And I wanted his phone numbers like so bad. I wasn't gonna just be like, hey, can I have your phone number? So I just waited for the opportunity to arise, and it rose. One day he was going to be leaving early for like a doctor's appointment or he had some kind of appointment that he had to go to. And he asked me to send him the homework on Instagram. Like he gave me his Instagram or whatever, so he said to send it to him. So okay, that's one step closer. So I messaged him the homework, whatever, everything's cool. And then I don't know when we exchanged phone numbers, but we did. So we ended up, exchanging phone numbers, conversing about, little stuff. It was nothing like serious or whatever, but it's like, dang, like I'm really starting to like this person. And I'm scared because it's like, he more than likely doesn't feel the same way because he didn't strike me as, a gay guy, but you never know nowadays. I mean, it's 2020. Well, back then it was like 20, whatever it was. 2017, 2016. I don't know what year it was. But you'll never know, because you know, some dudes. I mean, you can't just tell somebody's sexuality just by looking at them anymore, or you never could. But people assume that you can. So, oh y'all, I'm so nervous. So we exchanged phone numbers. We would, text randomly or whatever. I would text him at night, during the day, whatever. It was cool. And then one day we were talking, and then it was our break because we had like 15-minute break because the class was like, I think it was like 6 hours long each day, between 4 to 6 hours, maybe 5. We'll say 5. About 5 hours each day. So we would get a break in between, like a little 15-minute break or whatever. And I remember one day we were going back into the class, and he was like, "Hey, I have a question." I was like, "What's up?" Because I don't think nothing of it. I don't know. I didn't know he's gonna drop this bomb on me. He was like, "Are you gay?" And I was a little bit thrown back, but what am I gonna lie for? So I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, okay." And in my mind, I'm like, well, what the hell just happened? Like, what was that about? So the days go on. We talk more. We get, we're friends. You know what I mean? I consider him a friend. To this day, I still consider him a good friend. He may not know or feel that way, or I'll get to that point in a minute. But anyways, so everything's going good. Like, we'll meet up in the morning to do homework together and talk after school and just do all kind of stuff. Like, I felt like, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I still feel like to this day, he has an attraction to me. Will he ever act on it? Who knows? Will anything ever come of it? Who knows? But from what I see and what I feel and just what my intuition is telling me, that he has some kind of attraction to me, because I don't know many, I'm going to just say it. Forget it. I'm going to say it. I don't know many straight guys that would entertain a dude that they know is gay. And because I told him, because I'm a straight shooter. I texted him one day and I was like, you know what? I need to talk to you about something. He was like, what's up? I was like, no. That's not that time. I messaged him and I say, because he had a PE class before math class. He was taking 2 classes that summer school semester. So I messaged him one day and I was like, what time did you get out of your PE class? And he was like, this time, why, what's up? I was like, I need to talk to you about something. And he was like, just tell me over the text. Like, wait, what's up? I was like, no, I'd rather talk to you. There's something that you tell someone in person. I'd rather talk to you in person. And he was like, I don't know what happened, but we didn't end up talking that day. I was just like, never mind, whatever. Because I was starting to get scared. So a couple weeks later, I'm talking to one of my cousins, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I told her about the whole situation, about how I like him, blah, blah, blah. I feel like there's a mutual connection. And she's like, you have to tell him. I was like, but I'm scared. She was like, what's being scared going to do? Like, you have to tell him because you need to know for yourself. So I was like, okay. So I messaged him and I was like, hey. And he was like, what's up? I was like, I need to talk to you about something. And there was this long ass paragraph. It was like so long, just telling him everything. I wasn't like spilling my heart out, but I was like, I think that I like you. Like, I have an attraction to you or whatever. And I feel like we have a good connection. And I mean, it's like unlike anything I've ever felt with anybody else. Like, it was that strong. So after I did that, bitch, you know how you tell somebody something you don't really want to tell them, so you get your phone, put it on silent, put it face down, and act like your phone is just gone to the world. That's what I did. But when I looked at it, he said, he's like, I appreciate that and everything. Like, you're super cool or whatever. He's like, I'm not gay though. And I was like, okay. End of the conversation. We were still friends after that. Everything was cool. It was whatever. I was like, okay, I tried. I missed. It's whatever. But we were still cool. Still good friends. So after that, nothing changed. Everything was still good. And we were still in school at this point. We were still in summer school at this point. So I was like, oh, damn, now I got to see him. This is going to be real awkward. But everything was cool. So the next semester after that, I would see him around. We would, say hi, whatever, We would always ask each other how each other's math classes are going, because math was hard for both of us. I think it was a little bit easier for him, but it was hard as hell for me. And it still is to this day, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So, yeah, we were just, in passing, we would talk, I would text him every once in a while, see how he's doing, whatever, because it don't matter, like, not it doesn't matter, but the fact that he doesn't have the same feelings as me doesn't mean I don't care about him anymore, even as a friend. So, I was still, being a friend to him, whatever. We would see each other in the cafeteria sometimes, we would sit and have lunch every once in a while, but it was whatever. So, this is where stuff gets a little bit awkward. I saw him. Okay, so I used to go out all the time. There's going to be some stories about that, but I used to go out a lot, and he ended up moving to a city. I was going to give it away. I was going to let the cat out the bag, y'all. He ended up moving to a city with the person he was in a relationship with. And my nose is itching like crazy, y'all. I changed this nose ring, and it's not infected or nothing, but it's itching. Okay, so he moved to another city with his then girlfriend, and so I didn't expect to see him. Like, I was shocked out my shoes. So I'm in the club, right, and I see somebody walk in. I'm like, oh, that's her. And then, and this was also my first time meeting her too. But I saw her, and I was like, oh, that's her. And then, I go sipping my little drink, and then I turn around, and I turn back, and then he's right there. Like, my heart falls to the ground. Like literally, like, I thought I was going to pass out. But I had to suck it up. I had to, put on my thug face and, handle business. So I walked up and I was like, almost said the person's name. I'm not good at this. So I walked up to the person. I was like, hey. He was like, oh, what's up? We hugged and everything. And at this point, I was really, really sick. Like some health issue, not like a cold, not like a flu, but like some really detrimental health issues that could have possibly ended my life. So, but before this, I was over the whole situation. I was like, you know what? We're going to just be friends. It's whatever. It is what it is. But that night when I saw him, it was deep because I really wasn't feeling well, but I was still I was trying to live my life, to the best that I could because I didn't know what was going to happen. As far as my health goes, I didn't know. So, I saw him, we hugged, and it was a good hug. Like, it was like a nice friendly hug, So we hugged or whatever, and then we go on about our business in the club. He goes, does what he does, I go do what I do. But then I end up making my way back to him when we talk or whatever, and he's just like, I don't know if this is the alcohol talking, but you know what they say about alcohol. It brings out the truth. So we were sitting there talking, and he was like, I just want to let you know that I would do anything for you. He was like, and I love you. And you know me, I'm over here, I'm like screaming inside. I'm like, I'm trying to keep it cool, got to keep that, that thug face on. I was like, yeah, like, I would do anything for you too. Like, and I love you too. He was like, but not like that. And I was like, no, I get it. It's, it's whatever. It is what it is. So the rest of the night we hung out. Cool. We all, me, him, and his girlfriend at the time, we were dancing. Everything was good. It was great. I was like, okay, it was just good to see him, because he was doing some weird, like, we would text and everything would be good, and then he would just fall off the face of the earth, and then he would come back and we would text, and then he would text me out of nowhere, like, are you going out tonight? And I would be like, I got work tomorrow. I'm not going nowhere. It was that type of thing. So after that night, I messaged him, and I was like, it was really, really good to see you, and it was great to meet your girlfriend. And then he was like, it was good to see you too. And there was something he was supposed to give me that he never gave me. So I was like, and then I texted him like the next day. I was like, so when can I get whatever it is you're supposed to give me? Never responded. And I was like, oh, it's that type of party. Okay, I get it. I understand. But, so that happened. And he never responded. And I was like, and I was just beating myself up because I was like, did I do something? Like, did I say something inappropriate? Did I rub him the wrong way? Did I, like, what? So after that, I'm like, okay, I had to put on my Inspector Gadget goggles because I was like, it's time for me to find out what the hell is going on. Because this whole we're friends one day and we're not friends the next day, it's really started to piss me off because I know I didn't do nothing to you. So you need to stop playing with my emotions because you know how I feel about you. So don't do that. Either be all in as a friend or be all out and just don't talk to me. So that brings us to the ghosted situation. So because he would do that, like, let me reiterate how much he would ghost me and then come back and then ghost me and then come back and then ghost me and then come back, or ghost me and then we would run into each other, or ghost, like that kind of stuff was happening a lot. So I'm at this point, this is like maybe like about a month later, I'm like super sick. I can't get out of bed. I can get out of bed, but I can't stand up for more than 5 minutes at a time. My back is killing me. My chest is killing me. I am a literal wreck. Like, lost a whole bunch of weight. It was bad. Like, it was really, really bad. So I'm laying in bed and I'm watching TV on YouTube, and I see the show is called Ghosted. I'm like, what is this about? So I watch it, and the story that I watched was literally my story in a nutshell. Like, it was exactly the same. Like, I was like flabbergasted. I was like, what in the world? So I watched that, and at the end, they have like their contact information. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna just message them like, oh, they're gonna really pick little me out of the whole crowd, you know? So I messaged them. I told them the whole story that I just told y'all, and I got a phone call. Oh, I emailed them, and I got a phone call. Like, I was at one of my treatment appointments, and my phone rang, and I answered the phone, and they're like, hi. And I was like, hi. Because, you know, like I said in my last video, I don't be knowing who it is, but I'm so nosy, I got to figure it out. So I answered the phone. I was like, hi. They're like, hi. And they're like, is this Michael? I was like, yeah. I was like, who's calling looking for Michael? Like, what y'all want? Like, if you got my number, you know that it's me you calling, so who is this? I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. Then she was like, hey, this is so-and-so from Ghosted, and we got your... And at this point, I'm like, my jaw drops, because I'm like, what the hell? And my sister's sitting there with me, because she came with me to my treatment appointment. And so I have my headphones in. I have one headphone in my ear, and my sister has the other one in her ear. We're both listening to the conversation. The lady's like, hey, this is so-and-so from Ghosted, and we read your story, and we think that you'll be perfect for the show. Like, it's exactly what we're looking for, and XYZ. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like, can you tell me a little bit more about the situation? So I, explained a little bit more stuff that I didn't include in the email. And she's like, okay, perfect. She's like, okay, so do you have any of his contact information? I was like, well, I have his phone number, but I haven't called it in years. Not years, but I haven't called it in a while. Actually, I haven't called that phone number in years. I haven't called the phone number in years, and I don't know how to contact him or nothing. So wait a minute, rewind. Before that happened, I was doing a client's hair, and we were talking, and come to find out, she knew his information, like his Instagram or whatever, so I followed him. He followed me back immediately. So I was like, that's kind of strange, nigga. You can't, oops, I didn't mean to say that, but that's kind of strange. You can't text back, but you can message me back on Instagram or like add me back or whatever. So on Instagram, I messaged him and I was like, hey, how are you? And he didn't respond. But on his Instagram, his Snapchat name was in the bio. So I added him on that as well. And he added me back immediately. So I messaged him. I was like, hey. He was like, hey. I was like, how are you? Never responded. So, oh yeah, I got to go back a little bit because I skipped some stuff. So that night, I believe, I went out with my friends. You know me, I got some bar stories for y'all, but this was one of them nights. So I was there, I was feeling myself, had a little bit to drink. I was feeling really, really good. And then he messages me on Snapchat. And I'm thinking, why do people message on Snapchat? Because they want the message to get deleted or erased. No paper trail. So he messaged me. He was like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm at the bar with some friends. You should come. Come hang out, whatever. Never heard from him again. So, jump back forward to the treatment. I was at the treatment or whatever. And the people called. She's like, hey, this is so-and-so from Ghosted. We saw your story, blah, blah, blah. Interested, whatever. I'm like, okay. So I tell a little bit more about the situation. And then she's like, okay, so do you have any of his contact information or whatever? I was like, yes, here it is. Here's his Instagram. So she got his Instagram, and then he had, mind you, before this, he had blocked me on Instagram again. What did I do? I don't know. I didn't do nothing to this man. But, so he blocked me, and then after I talked to her, like about a week and a half later, he added me back. I was like, oh shit, they must have talked to him because, but I don't know, it was weird to me because it was like, if they talked to you and it made you upset, you would have just blocked me, deleted me, kicked me out your life, never looked back. But the fact that you added me after that, that was what was weird to me. So after that, like, I obviously followed him back as well. And then, like, I would, I was so scared. I was like, every time I opened my picture, I was like, oh my God, he probably blocked me again or whatever. So I'm going to check and see if he blocked me. But he wouldn't block me. So, well, he didn't block me again. So, yeah, so that happened for a while. And then I was like, okay, I'm feeling bold. So I'm going to like one of his pictures. I liked his picture. I was like, oh, he's probably going to block me after that, because I'm getting comfortable now. He didn't block me. And then down the line, he ended up liking some of my pictures. I was like, oh, okay. So I called the lady and I was like, so like, what's the status? Like, what's going on or whatever? She's like, I'm still talking to producers or whatever, and we're trying to get things set up or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. So then coronavirus happens, and I haven't talked to him since. I don't know what. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, we're still friends on social media. We're not friends on Snapchat anymore. He blocked me, deleted me, whatever he did. But we're still friends on Instagram. I see his posts every once in a while. And I don't know. I just need answers. It's like, I mean, it's obvious what it is. I mean, and I'm not heartbroken over it. Trust me, I'm the furthest thing from heartbroken about it. At one point I was, just because I was like, no matter what, I expected us to remain friends. Because we were friends for that long, so what changed? Like, after I told you that I liked you the first time, you should have did what you did. You should have did all this the first time. Like, what was it that kept you doing that back and forth thing with me? Like, I don't understand, and I never will understand. And it's not for me to understand, apparently. But, I mean, I want answers. Like, what's up? Like, what, did I do something wrong? Like, is it something within yourself that you're trying to escape? Like, what? Because I know I didn't do nothing to you. Like, that's what I know for a fact. Because, and to this day, like, I would still, if he were to call me up today and be like, hey, I need $20 for gas, I would give it to him in a heartbeat. Just because I still have that care for him. Like, I still want him to be well. You know what I mean? Like, you can call me a sucker for that or whatever, but I still really care about him. Not to the point where it's like I would drop everything just to be in his presence, because it's really not that type of party. But I don't know, I care about him. He's a good person, he's a good dude or whatever, but I just want to know, like, what's going on? Like, what was the one thing that made you decide that this friendship wasn't worth holding on to, I guess, if that makes any sense. But I don't know. I think about him every once in a while. Like, I hope he's doing good, because, like, what? Oh. I forgot. So, this was on New Year's. This was on New Year's Eve, actually. I went out, because I'll go out alone. I don't care. I'm going to go out. I'm going to party. I'm going to have a good time. And when I was in the shower, he messaged me out of nowhere. He was like, because I do hair, of course. He messaged me, like, how much do you charge to braid hair? Like to do 2 braids or whatever, because he was growing his hair out at that point. And I was like, well, I charge 15. No, I said I charge 25, but I would charge you 15, because at the time he was living in a different city and he would have to drive to come get it done. And at the end of the day, I really just wanted to see him. Just to see, just to see him, just to not know, I'm trying to get with you type of thing. But, I missed my friend. I still miss my friend, but ain't nothing I can really do about that. But, so he messaged me and we talked for a little bit that night, and he told me that he's doing good in his new job. And I was like, you know what, that's really, really good. Like, I'm working at a salon. I'm doing good as well. And never heard from him again after that, which was strange, because that was super out of left field. And every time that he contacted me, I had foreseen it. Like, a couple days before, I'd be like, I have a strong feeling that I'm going to hear from him, or I have a strong feeling he's going to do this, or this, or whatever. I don't know if I was speaking it into existence, but it was happening. And it was kind of creeping me out a little bit because I was like, I don't like this. But at the same time, I was excited because I was like, okay, like finally he's coming around. Like we're going to be back to being friends. Like, you know, like, I don't know. But it is what it is. And that's life. And he really doesn't owe me no explanation because it's his business. Whatever reason he decided to, you know, drop me as a friend, ghost me, however you want to say it. I mean, that's his business. I mean, he doesn't owe me no explanation. I would like one, but am I going to get it? I don't know. But, I don't know. It taught me a lot, though, about myself. Because I was like, because me, back when I was like 19, I would have been stalking and, not stalking, because that's not a funny word. That's not a funny word to use. But I would have been trying a lot harder to, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, y'all. But, yeah, so that's my story of almost being on MTV's Ghosted. It was stressful too. Because I was like, you know, because I want to know. It's like, I don't know. I'm just rambling right now, you guys. But it is what it is. And life goes on. And I don't know. I wish him the best in everything that he does. I still got love for him. That'll never change. He's a dope person. Probably dealing with some things. I don't know. I mean, who am I to say? Like, he's probably just living his best life, and I'm not even a thought in his mind, and that's okay. And that's what I had to come to terms with, is that his rejection or disappearance, that got nothing to do with me, but everything to do with him. Because I didn't do nothing to you. But be a friend. And, I mean, sometimes that's not enough, and sometimes it's too much. But, yeah, so, I don't know. That does not look cute. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.